This is a short excerpt from a longer story called Kansas Highways of 1977. Benjamin took out the 2 Ziploc bags from his duffel. Placing them on the bathroom counter, he opened each one. 2 gallons of space held more items than he had originally thought: a Sharpie, quilting needle, gauze, surgical thread, numbing cream, razor blades. The Independence Motel of I-70 was the same place he had stayed with his mother when he was 6. This could have been the same room. He wasn't all that sure. Nursing a hangover like a professional, his mother had pulled them over for the night, her ability to distinguish between one side of the road and the other gone. The smells of fake cinnamon, pine, and something sour all filled the room. Benjamin sat on the edge of the bed, drawing circles in the brown and yellow shag carpeting with the toe of his sandals. Shit, his mother said through grimaced lips, trying not to drop the cigarette clenched between her teeth. Benjamin went and stood in the middle of the bathroom doorway, holding his stuffed dog tightly to his chest. "Sarah, baby, get Mama one of those plugs from her bag." Benjamin stuffed through the suitcase till he found the long white paper wrapper. He pulled it out and walked it back to her. His small hand outstretched and closed tightly around the object. He took it out to him. As Benjamin's eyes drifted to his mother's ankles, her skirt and silk underwear stretched out between them. "One day," she said, "you'll have to deal with this too." Adjusting herself on the toilet, she reached between her legs. Benjamin watched as the applicator disappeared inside of his mother, only briefly, and then emerged sticky with blood. He buried his face into the top of his stuffed animal's head, a deep smell of comfort and cotton that had never been washed, the smell of a creature true, honest, and real. His mother exhaled out the side of her mouth, smoke now swimming in the middle of the bathroom in front of Benjamin's face. "Does it hurt?" little Benjamin asked. His mother considered the question only for a moment. No. Dropping the applicator into the wastebasket next to her, she pushed back the shower curtain from the closely seated tub and turned on the faucet, beginning to rinse the soiled pieces of clothing. "We're creatures of survival," she said without hesitation. Benjamin stood there, small and listening, curious and scared. "Some bodies bleed longer than others," she said. "Some bleed for a day, some a few more." She dumped the 2 garments into the collected water near the drain, turning it pink. "We can bleed for days," she said, "and we won't die." She patted Benjamin's chest. "You, me, are the strongest creatures." His mother's voice echoed in his chest as Benjamin lifted his left breast and drew the dotted line that he would follow underneath it. Breathing, long, slow breathing, Benjamin moved to the other breast and finished the line there. He knew he may not get this far. He breathed, exhaled, and breathed again as he grabbed the plate from the counter. Not watching was not an option. The cut went long and clean, slicing from the outer edge of his left breast to the center of his sternum. The sensitive underskin separated like it had never been attached to him in the first place. Fatty tissue fell through the loose opening as thick red fluid melted down his ribs. The pain made Benjamin instinctually drop the blade and hold his breast to him, putting the pressure on the incision. It was too much. It was all just too much. Benjamin's hands, now covered in blood, steadied him as he staggered and laid back on the floor, a small pool forming to his side. He had failed. If he lay here in a motel room, on this carpet, bleeding from a body that no longer bleeds, would he be alive come morning? What about the second day? The 7th? God didn't care. No one else gave a shit of what happened to him either. If he was happy, or healthy, or found love, or was loved by someone else. But Benjamin did. Benjamin cared a whole hell of a lot. "I'm not dying," he said soft and still. "I'm not dying," louder this time, again. "I'm not dying, I'm not dying." He continued on and on as best he could. His breathing became slow and deep, till he spoke just above the pain. "I will not die. Thank you."